I wanted to wait a little while before giving my thoughts on the whole Nintendo v. America lawsuit. I gave my initial impressions that I was actually Team USA and that I didn't really want to support Nintendo in this matter. But as I thought, the majority of grifters online immediately decided to side with Nintendo. Keep in mind that these people are the same group that insisted that Nintendo needed to lose the lawsuit against Pal World, that Nintendo was overstepping their bounds, that they're this very lawsuit focused company. People were legit like making these memes about how Nintendo always loves filing pointless lawsuits against other corporations. But the instant they start going after Trump, suddenly they're based. Somehow they're worth supporting. Somehow, like, we need Nintendo to win this so we can like eliminate the tariff thing. Okay, this is the dumb thing about this lawsuit, because people don't seem to have read the actual filing. They're not trying to get rid of tariffs. They're trying to be like compensated for like the losses that they incurred because of the tariffs, basically. So they're not trying to like remove the tariffs. They don't have the ability to do that. What they're trying to do is get like the U.S. government to pay them for their losses that they incurred. So this is a really interesting situation, because we were told that in order to like deal with the tariffs, Nintendo would like have to raise prices and they would have to make everything extraordinarily expensive. But instead, they're just making up the difference by going after the U.S. government. So like I am in favor of not giving Nintendo money, because I don't want corporations getting handouts from the government like under any circumstances. But like I also don't think it really matters who wins the lawsuit, because the tariffs are here to stay. They are going to be generally accepted by the general population. People are only spurging out about it because it's Trump and because they're like brainwashed Democrats, essentially. That's kind of what we're seeing here from like the general population when it comes to the general issue in America. Is that like the general population wants to have cheap products manufactured by slave labor. Okay, that's basically what we're seeing here, is that they like being the upper class, they like not working, and they like exploiting other people. And that's something that I do think we do need to start cracking down on going forward. It's something that is unacceptable, something that I don't want to hear from these people again. Like again, it's very performative in this sense, where these guys are just like, oh man, we have to have our products. Oh, like I would gladly pay double for everything if everything was manufactured in America. Okay, that's just kind of my mindset on this. That's what everyone's mindset should be on this. Like, we do have to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. And of course, companies like Nintendo, even if they are foreign companies, do have to consider actually creating jobs in the country, because we're such a big major player, and like, there's an obvious benefit to it, getting around the tariffs. So again, this is just them incurring the losses because of these tariffs is just a result of their own bad business decisions. Because they should have been producing jobs in the U.S. They should have been making U.S. hardware for U.S. consumers. They should have been like 5 steps ahead of the government in this situation. But instead, they chose to exploit people. So yeah, they deserve to lose, in my opinion. But it doesn't really matter if it does. Which is my opinion, obviously. Obviously, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like the huge thing that people are making it out to be. But like the way every other YouTuber is trying to tell this story, like, oh man, Nintendo, our glorious Nintendo overlords are going to save us from Trump. Like, Nintendo's lawyers are going to stop Trump. They're going to get the tariffs lifted. They're going to get Trump out of office. And they're going to install Super Mario as the president of the United States. And he's going to be like, let's go, bring in more immigrants like myself. Like, they really think that's what's going to happen. Like, they really think that's what's going to happen. And it really does need to be said, like the double standards when it comes to these people. Because again, like I said, these guys are deathly opposed to every single one of Nintendo's lawsuits, especially the Power World one, like deathly opposed. No consideration at all for the facts. Like, Nintendo has to lose because they're Nintendo and because they're evil. But when they announce a lawsuit against the U.S. government, like, suddenly they're based and suddenly we have to support them. Like, again, they don't think about, like, the actual legality of it. Like, because I saw, like, retards, like, Player Essence, like, try and tell you that, like, these tariffs are illegal, actually, completely ignoring the fact that the U.S. government makes the laws. You see how these guys, they don't care about the actual legality of it. They don't care about the actual situation. They don't look at it from a case by case basis. Like, the way they see it is like good guys versus bad guys. So in their minds, like, groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're the good guys because, see, like, Black Lives Matter and anti-fascist, those are good things. So those are the good guys. And all the guys they're going after, they're the bad guys. Like, see, it's in the name. It's pretty straightforward. It's obvious. Like, my college professor spelled this out for me. I'm educated. Like, again, they don't really stop to think about the reality of what these people are doing, what it means, and why they should be for or against it. They don't have the capacity to understand that, is what we're seeing here. And for me, I think that this is something that we should be deathly opposed to. This is something that, like, we really do need to, like, start talking about more, is that liberals need to stop just eating up whatever propaganda is shoved down their throats by the mainstream. Like, they do need to understand that there is a lot of value in the tariffs. There's a lot of value in the Trump administration. Like, the idea of presenting him like he's pure evil, like he's a typical global elite, that's not really true. When you just look at, like, how much support he's gotten, and, like, again, it's, these people aren't really capable of seeing, like, Trump as a person or his supporters as people, and, like, don't understand, like, the actual implications of what he's doing and what he's trying to do. Like, I don't really respect it, and it's something that I do think we have to talk about more in this sense. And just how, like, these people are willing to base, like, their entire political beliefs and their ideology based on, like, what the establishment tells them they should do. So again, they go from, like, saying Nintendo is evil and should never be supported in a legal matter to, like, just blindly worshiping them, and, like, because they think they can, like, inconvenience Trump. That's kind of what this is boiling down to, and is kind of, like, I think, a defining example of just how thin-skinned and, like, weak these people are. How, like, intellectually dishonest, how ignorant, how stupid, okay? Like, this is a defining example of just how finicky the general Nintendo community actually is.